Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking trading strategy on Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets. And before you click off the video, this may in fact be one of the most important videos you watch all week, because in this video, we're going to be discussing how you actually make money in a Bitcoin bull market. It's not what you've been told. It's not going and trading Bitcoin. It's not going and shorting Bitcoin, trying to call tops and bottoms. It's not putting 100x leverage on BitMEX and then hoping and praying to God that you don't get liquidated. It's not anything about that. What we're going to be discussing in today's video is investing, dollar cost averaging, and one of the most effective ways to actually make money in the cryptocurrency market. Because guys, I've been in this market for a couple of years now, and I was in the market at the end of the 2017 bull run. And at the end of the 2017 bull run and bull market, what I saw a lot of people that had been there for longer than I had were saying was that, gee, I wish I had have just bought some Bitcoin and held on to it instead of trading all the time going up and through this bull market, because I would have made a lot more money had I just bought and held and invested instead of trading. We're going to be discussing that in today's video, because unless you're in like the top 5% of cryptocurrency traders, you're probably going to lose money if you do what those top 5% do. Anyway, guys, that's what we're going to be discussing in today's video. Like I said, a very important video if you actually want to be profitable in this market. So if you guys do enjoy today's video, definitely consider dropping a like, hitting that subscribe button, and smashing that notification bell, guys. We do cryptocurrency videos every single day, and I wouldn't want you to miss any of them. Before we dive on into it, I do want to remind you that there is a sale going on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. We hit 20,000 subscribers just a few days ago, and I am absolutely thrilled about that. There's a coupon code in the description down below. If you watched this video before it had around 4,000 views yesterday, then I forgot to put the coupon code down there, but it is down there in this video. If you guys are interested in learning about how to actually do technical analysis, and you want several dozen videos that are as important as what we're talking about in today's video, they will build on your technical analysis skills so that you can then continue making money and trading in these markets, that is the place to go. Check the link in the description. Anyway, without much further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into it, guys. Bitcoin is currently trading around $8,200, and I want to start this video off with a little bit of off-topic from what we're discussing in the main part of today's video. We're going to do a bit of short-term technical analysis, and I want to give you guys a warning, and that is that Bitcoin has been rallying for nearly 95 days, nearly 100 days Bitcoin has been rallying. We've rallied over 100%. If we take a ruler here, then we can see that from February the 8th back over here all the way up to where we are now, Bitcoin is rallying 144% in nearly 100 days. And guys, while I am not going to be the fool that tries to call the top on a Bitcoin bull run, because it could be $8,500 or it could be $12,000 and anywhere in between, because when you see the bulls going this hard, it really could be anywhere in here. It could be any of these levels up here that Bitcoin does inevitably top out at. But the key point to what I just said is that Bitcoin will top out. Bitcoin will have a correction. That is not a matter of opinion. That is a matter of fact. That is how markets work. Bitcoin will have a correction. That correction may only be 10%. That Bitcoin correction may be 30%. Maybe Bitcoin goes to $10,000 and falls all the way back down to $6,000. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying that it is, of course, a possibility that we need to consider. The point I want to make is that Bitcoin is inevitably going to have a correction. Maybe I'll have one right now. If you guys check this out, then Bitcoin is currently testing a level of resistance right here that it tested back in July of 2018. And this is a very important level for Bitcoin to break. If it breaks it, Bitcoin's probably going to $10,000, to be totally honest, with the way the market's been moving as of late. But you guys have to be very careful about FOMOing in and buying and longing right now, because Bitcoin could fall over tomorrow. It could fall over today. It could fall over by the time this video goes out. So be very careful of this market. That's the disclaimer I'm giving you. I'm not saying a correction is starting right now. I'm just saying that one is going to come, and it's probably going to come relatively soon. Be very wary of it. Bitcoin is not just going to rally forever. The people that thought that was going to happen were the ones buying at $17,000, $18,000, $19,000, and $20,000. Don't be them. But in today's video, we are going to be talking about who you should be. And if we look back on the 2016-17 bull market with a little bit of nostalgia and a healthy dose of optimism and hope, then what we'll find is that in 2016 and 2017, a lot of money was made. Let's just be very honest. People made an absolute fortune during this market. It was an insane time to be in the cryptocurrency space. And the reason that people kept making money was because people kept buying Bitcoin all the way up, right up to $20,000. People were still buying Bitcoin. There is a very easy way to tell how good of an investor you are. How close to the start of the bull market were you buying your Bitcoin? If you're buying your Bitcoin right here, then you're a better investor than the person that was buying here. And they were a better investor than the people who were buying here and there, etc. But the interesting thing about this is that they were all investors. People that were trading this market, let me tell you what a lot of the people that I saw that were trading this market were saying back in 2017, before the Bitcoin bull market was over, but everybody knew it was kind of coming close to wrapping up. At least the people that knew the charts and knew what they were talking about realized that a bull market was basically coming to an end when we approached $20,000. There were people shouting 100K, but a lot of people realized this was over. And while we were coming to the end of this bull market, I saw so many videos by people that had been working in these markets for years at that point saying, I wish I had have invested and not traded. Now that sounds really interesting. A lot of people will tell you that what you should do is you should trade. You should trade every single day. You should swing trade. You should leverage trade. You should margin trade. You should trade. Day trade, intraday trade, swing trade, do whatever, just trade. And I think they're wrong. Unless you're in the top like 5 to 10% of traders as far as how skilled you are and how much money you can make, you're going to lose. That's just the way it is. If you're newer to the cryptocurrency market, you have to be honest with yourself about your own skills. I think we all have to be. And if you're not one of those like top 10% traders, you're going to miss out on a lot of money. You're going to lose money sometimes, and you're going to miss out on a major opportunity. And that major opportunity is just straight up dollar cost averaging through the entire bull market. Now that sounds really boring. It's not a, look at this guys, if you do this then you're going to make $100 billion and you're going to be Jeff Bezos and will be popping champagne corks, buying Lamborghinis, living on the hill in the Beverly Hills. That is not, of course, what we're talking about. We're talking about something as mundane as putting $250 into the market every Friday, or putting $100 into the market every Friday, putting $1,000 into the market every Friday, maybe investing once a month, whatever. Let's go ahead and talk about dollar cost averaging. If you go into the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, we do have a video on dollar cost averaging right down here. So if you're in CT2A and you want more information on DCAing, then check out that video. If you're not already in the course, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Check the link in the description. You guys know that's down there. Of course, I'm joking with that. I bet you have an amazing life. Either way, what I do want to point out is that these people that were talking about this market back here wish that they had have just been investing in dollar cost averaging, because what a lot of them said, and I'm going to listen to them because they were the ones that lived through it, is if they had have just invested consistently in the Bitcoin market instead of trying to trade every single rally and downtrend, they would have made a lot of money. So while they did profit during the Bitcoin bull market in 2016 and 17, while they did make money, they lost money when it comes to opportunity cost, because what they could have done instead is, instead of trading all that money and sitting at their computers 8 hours every day, they could have instead invested that money every single week like clockwork and spent 12 hours a day with their family instead of sitting behind a computer screen. That is what I'm trying to convey to you guys. The mistake that a lot of people make is sitting around and trading all day long. There's nothing wrong with being a day trader. There's nothing wrong with being an intraday trader. If that's what you want to do, I know I enjoy working in markets, and a lot of people do too. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not bashing that in the slightest. What I am saying is that if you're not a very skilled trader, you're probably going to miss out on a very big opportunity by just investing. So here's what I have to say. If you are very new to the cryptocurrency space, this, before I say it, is not financial advice. This is my opinion. You guys have to alter my own opinion. You have to think about what my opinion is and then go implement it. But this is my opinion. In my opinion, when you are newer to the cryptocurrency space, you should be mostly investing in Bitcoin, and then maybe even paper trading in Bitcoin, or just doing very small amounts of money trading in Bitcoin. Maybe you're trading with, let's say you have a $10,000 portfolio, maybe you're trading with 1,000 of that when you first get into the market. Just kind of throw around some money and see what happens. Get your feet wet, get that experience. You got to build up your experience. Taking a course is great, and it's very important that you learn the stuff in something like CT2A, but you also have to have hands-on experience. That's something I discuss quite a bit in CT2A, is getting out there in the market and getting hands-on experience. But at the same time, you don't want to go and lose all your money, because you kind of need capital to make money in the cryptocurrency market, or in any market for that matter. So when you're much newer to the market, what you might want to do is have 80 to 90% of your valuation in investing, and then maybe 10 to 20% of your valuation in trading. And as you become a more skilled trader, if that's the route you want to go, and you do want to become a day trader, what you can do is you can start moving some more of that investing portfolio, the ratio anyway, into your trading portfolio. So instead, when you're much more skilled at trading, maybe you have a 50-50, and you have 50% of your valuation is in trading and 50% of your valuation is in investing. And as you become a more skilled trader, you can start moving more of that money on into trading. And the reason that you start working on a ratio like that is because your investments in a Bitcoin bull market are almost always going to pay off. But if you're a good trader, your trading is going to be more profitable. But if you're not a good trader, your trading is going to be less profitable than the investments. Does that make sense? It's kind of a rock, paper, scissors thing. If you have to rewatch that a second time, I completely understand. I know I do talk a little quickly. It's important that you guys understand that you need to have an investing portfolio and a trading portfolio. That is well understood knowledge in the cryptocurrency space, and in any space for that matter. It's very important that you have that distinction. I do want to move on to a little bit of an article here that kind of talks about what we're discussing here from a fellow named Tom Lee. You guys know who Tom Lee is at this point, I'm sure. He is the perma bull on Bitcoin, and to be fair, it's not really wrong to be permanently bullish on Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin has a 1.5 year bear market every now and then. It is still always generally trending to the upside. In this article, it's talking about how Tom Lee talks about how Bitcoin typically generates most of its revenue, most of its gains, I should say, in about 10 days. There's a graph down here that explains this. Example, 10 best days for Bitcoin has fallen 25% annually since 2013. And what this means is that if you include that top 10% data for Bitcoin rallies, then you'll see that Bitcoin is up 660% in 2013, 1,136% in 2017, etc. But if you take out those top 10 performing days, then you're going to find that in general, Bitcoin is actually down on a year-over-year basis. It's down 112% in 2018. It's down 50% in 2015. The market is generally going to be losing money if you take out those top 10 gaining days, and that's pretty easy to see. If we look back here in 2017, we can kind of pick out some of these days. One of them might be this candlestick right here. Let's go ahead and get across. This candlestick right here on December 7th. Maybe one of them's here December 6th. Maybe these three November, and then we go back and we say, okay, this candlestick, that candlestick, maybe this candlestick, whatever. The point is that if you take out the 10 best performing days in the Bitcoin year, in the Bitcoin market for a year, and you don't, let's say you were to invest in the market and you take out those 10 days, you're actually going to be losing money on average. Normally in a market, that's what's going to happen. Sometimes in a bull market, you will still make gains. But if you take out those days, then you're going to miss out. And it's very obvious to see that the last couple of days have had some of those yearly days. This candlestick right here and the candlestick for today, May the 13th, well, actually, that was yesterday, I guess. But the May the 13th candlestick and the May the 11th candlestick are two of the biggest candlesticks that this year is going to see. Another one be right over here on April the 2nd, the April Fool's rally that we discussed a couple months ago. If you miss those, then you missed out on a big part of the rally. And it's very hard to catch these rallies when you're trading. But it is, on the other hand, very easy to catch these rallies when you're buying Bitcoin on the regular. You're always investing in Bitcoin. You're always building up your investing portfolio and saving Bitcoin for the future. Because, guys, the entire thing that you need to be focused on is not about making a ton of US dollar value. And this is also my opinion. The thing that you don't need to be focused on is making a ton of money in US dollars and then cashing out and then going and living in the Beverly Hills, like we said earlier. What you should instead be focused on, again, in my opinion, is accumulating as much Bitcoin as possible. Notice I don't say cryptocurrency, I say Bitcoin. There are 100 cryptocurrencies in the top 100 here on CoinMarketCap, and I doubt more than 10 of them will last the next 5 years. Maybe the next 10 years, but many of them are going to completely and utterly fail. Ethereum, XRP, they're probably not going to. EOS, I think, is good. Binance is doing good. Other than that, a lot of these are probably not going to survive. I'm not going to say any names, but I do want you guys to be careful, because Bitcoin is where it's at. Bitcoin is not going anywhere. If Bitcoin goes somewhere, the entire cryptocurrency space is over and done with, and we've all got to go find something else to do with our free time. But Bitcoin is the king. Bitcoin is top dog. I think we can all agree on that. I can show you a plethora of evidence to support that, but I don't really think I need to. Bitcoin is the king. The point that I want to make is that we need to be accumulating as much Bitcoin as possible. We need to accumulate as much Bitcoin as we can possibly get our grubby little hands on. In yesterday's video, someone commented, Jeb, you talk about trading Bitcoin all the time, but how much Bitcoin do you really have? And I responded with, as much as I can get my grubby little paws on, because I'm looking forward to the future of Bitcoin. And I think that's the way that we should all be focusing on, is not being greedy and not being immoral in the acts that we use to get our Bitcoin. Of course, don't be Scrooge McDuck, or don't be Ebenezer Scrooge. But at the same time, for our own benefit, it is good for us to accumulate as much Bitcoin as we possibly can. And you're not really going to do that when you're trading, because a lot of people trade for US dollar value, not necessarily for Bitcoin value. So the couple of points I've been trying to make in today's video is invest. Invest. If you want to go do 100x leverage on BitMEX and Kraken and wherever, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. But make sure you have your investing portfolio, because eventually you're going to get screwed, you're going to get liquidated, and you're going to lose a lot of money. And then you're going to be able to fall back on that investing portfolio, and you're going to say, gee, I'm so glad Jeb told me to have an investing portfolio so I'm not completely broke. One last tip before we wrap the video up, and that is that I never personally let my investing and my trading portfolios cross. Never shall the two merge, except in one case. My investing portfolio and my trading portfolio, these do not equal each other. They are completely different portfolios. They never cross, except for when I make profit in my trading portfolio. Sometimes I'll move it into my investing portfolio. This is an indefinite investing portfolio. If it goes into my Exodus wallet and it goes into my other wallets, it does not come out under any circumstances unless I've got like some medical emergency and someone's gonna die. It does not come out of that investing wallet, and I have plenty of US dollars on hands for that anyway, so it's not an issue. It never comes out of that investing portfolio. If it goes in there, it stays in there, and it's staying in there for the next 5, 10, 20, 30 years, because I'm looking forward to where Bitcoin is going, and every single one of us that is in this space right now, if we play our cards right, and that's a very big if, so that's why you need to learn things like technical analysis and how to actually work in these markets. Every single one of us has the potential to become a millionaire simply by working in these markets. It's very easy. It's very easy. All you have to do is follow some basic trading, some basic market principles, because Bitcoin is such a fledgling market. We're in so early and it's so promising. We're in on the ground floor of the 2020s major technological development, and we're all going to be very happy for it when the time comes, when Bitcoin is trading at 6 and 7 figures, because I do think that that's going to happen. I think we're all going to be very happy that we were here at the start of it. Anyway, guys, those were the points I wanted to make in today's video. Be very careful about trading, because a lot of people are going to lose money in trading. If you're not very skilled at trading, if you haven't done a lot of it, then prepare to lose money, because it's going to happen. Prepare to lose more than you're going to make, at least at the start. When you're more experienced, then you're of course going to make more money trading than investing, but that is going to take time. Especially in a bull market, it's easier. Yes, it is easier, but like I said, take heed of those people that said all these things back in 2016 and 17, where they talked about how they would have made more money had they just bought and held instead of trading every single day and sitting behind their 6 computer monitors, because you guys know we all have those. For 8 or 10 hours a day working in these markets. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, go right ahead and do it. This is all just my opinion. It is not financial advice. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. But before we go ahead and close out the video, I do want to continue talking about But before we close out the video, I do want to go ahead and mention that we are, of course, running that sale on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Like I said yesterday, or like I said earlier in today's video, rather, the beginning part of yesterday's video, when that video first went out, the coupon code was not in the description, but it is now. If you check the link in the description down below, there will be a little thing that says that the coupon code is 20K2019. If you input that coupon code at checkout on C22A, you will get 20% off the course price. But what is the course? If you guys are new here, pretty much what the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy is an inexpensive method for me to give you guys an absolute boatload of information on how to do cryptocurrency technical analysis. We've had over 300 people go through the course now. We've never had a single refund, and that's not because I didn't want to give it to them. If you check the FAQ on the sales page down there, you will find that there is a no questions asked refund policy. If you email me, you want a refund within the first 14 days of purchase, then I will straight up hit the refund button in Stripe and give you your money back. It's not that big a deal. I've never had to do it so far. I know how to do it when the time maybe comes in the future. It hasn't happened yet, but if it ever does, I'm more than happy to give you your money back. All you got to do is ask. You don't have to give me a reason. You don't have to say, Jeb, this video sucked and I want my money back. All you got to do is say, Jeb, I want my money back. There you go. You got your money back. That's simple. We've had 300 people go through. Not a single one has ever done that. I'll flash some proof of that up on screen right now if you don't believe me. Either way, I'm very proud of this course. We have 33 videos in here and over 9 hours of content explaining exactly how to do technical analysis from the ground up. We start with how to set up your accounts on TradingView and Binance, 2 of the most important accounts that you'll have for all of your cryptocurrency endeavors. We talk about some of the very basic fundamentals to get people that are more new to the cryptocurrency markets up and running, such as support and resistance, how to read candlestick charts, etc. And then we move into more advanced concepts. We talk about our technical indicators because we have to have those as the foundation of our technical analysis. And then on into the technical analysis section that is just jam-packed with hours and hours of content. We talk about concepts like risk and reward, how Bitcoin is a game of statistics and probabilities. There's no certainties in the Bitcoin market. I have never said on this channel once that there's a 100% chance that this is going to happen. That's because in markets there never is. We talk about that in that video. In this third video, we talk about how to plan and execute profitable trades. In that video, I go over 3 different example trades on 2 different charts, talking about exactly how to set up your trades, how to calculate risk and reward, how to use stop losses, and how to prepare yourself for a trade so that you make the most money while also mitigating as much risk as possible. We talk about math psychology, another very important part of markets. A lot of people forget about this. They'll say that For example, $6,000 is a psychological level, therefore it's not important. You're absolutely wrong if you say that, because all of technical analysis is psychological. All of support and resistance is psychological. Psychology is one of the most important things that you can learn when trading in markets. That's why we talk about this. That's why I actually study psychology quite a lot in my free time, is to be able to read people in the real world and read markets in the YouTube channel here. Guys, there are so many videos on all of this content. One of the ones I really enjoy is gut feeling. I'm very proud of this video, because this doesn't even really want to fall under technical analysis properly. But what this is talking about is that feeling you get in your bones whenever you're doing something and you feel like this isn't a bad idea. Let's say you have two decisions. Let's say you want to go left or you want to go right, and you're just really feeling like going right for whatever reason. That's your gut feeling. And a lot of people don't realize how important that is in technical analysis, because whether or not you want that gut feeling having anything to do with your trading, it's going to. That's so very important. Whether or not you want your gut and your subconscious having anything to do with your trading, it's going to. Because your subconscious and that little voice in your head is going to be telling you what to do all the time. And if that little voice is always telling you the wrong thing, you're never going to be profitable in the market, because that little voice is telling you to sell when you should be buying or buy when you should be selling. If you actually instead use that gut feeling and train it so that it is right more often than it's wrong, that is one of the most important assets you will have in all of your trading. And in that video, we talk about that at length. Very important video. Another one of the best videos in the course. Guys, if you're looking to get into the cryptocurrency market, which based on the way the market's moving right now, I don't see why you wouldn't be. If you are looking to get into the cryptocurrency space, and I bet you are, the best way to do it is by learning about how to do technical analysis. It's very important that you guys learn technical analysis before you get into the cryptocurrency market, because if you don't know how to do technical analysis, you're going to get really messed up in these markets. It's just not going to be good for you. So anyway, guys, that link is in the description down below. If you want to learn how to read these markets so that you can then actually make money in these markets, check the link in the description, use that coupon code, save yourself that 20 bucks or so that's going to save you. Go invest it in Bitcoin and get started trading, guys. There's a lot of money to be made. We just started a bull market that's going to last a couple years. This is one of the biggest opportunities of your life. If you don't know what you're doing, it's going to pass you by. Check the link in the description, use the coupon code, and I'll see you guys in CT2A. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I do want to thank each and every single one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.